Yippee! Mario! Tweet number one. Ho ho! Mario, hammer up and down. Yahoo! Everybody see what these win. And baby Mario, let's go! Yahoo! Well, first of all, let me say, thank you so much. What an incredible greeting. That's fantastic to see everybody here. I'm looking forward to a great fun weekend. And really, thank you so much. Your joy, your passion, your love for the games is what gives people like me a chance to come out into the world and see everybody and have a great time. So, thank you so much. Really. And I feel so privileged to do something that I love to do in life. And it's what I wish for absolutely everybody, everywhere I go. It's like, do what you love to do in life. Do what gives you joy and happiness and fun. Seek that happiness. And you just never know what amazing things can happen. So I wish happiness and joy for everybody here. And thank you. Thank you very much. And of course, thank you very much to everybody at my hosts at Too Many Games. It's just so great to be invited out here. I happen to love Philadelphia, and I will have a lot of fun eating, which is something I obviously do everywhere, but yippee! It's one of my joys, one of my passions. I always say, do what you love to do in life and have fun. And I kind of try to live by that too. I had actually no idea, no intention of ever being an actor. I was way too shy, very timid, growing up. I'm the kind of guy that can disappear in a room with two people in it, And I was always chronically shy, and so there I was at UC Berkeley, studying along, and I couldn't get the classes I wanted with this one professor. So I said, well, forget it. I'm not going to stay if I can't get what I want. And so I left, and a friend of mine said, come and take an acting class from me. And I said, Les, there's no way I could ever stand up in front of an audience and talk to people. It's not possible. He goes, come and have lunch with me every day before class, and then we'll just hang out and talk and have a great time. And then you can do the class, and if you don't want to do the monologues, don't want to do the scene works, that's okay. So I said, yippee! So I threw my stomach, he got me. And I remember I started, doing the class and having fun, and then you have to memorize a monologue, and I'm like, okay, I'll memorize monologue, but I'll just hide in the back, and not do it, and then I can have lunch. And so I memorized my monologue, and of course, it's one of those, the Spoon River anthology, where everything is super melodramatic, my name is Joe, I died a terrible death in the fire, you go, okay, I'll do that. And I'm watching everybody else go, and I start sweating, because I'm thinking, uh-oh, what if this is all a great big deception, and I have to do this monologue? And all of a sudden I hear, because I'm the last person, okay, Charles, you're up. And I'm like, and literally that's my subtext. And I get up, and I swear I'm shaking like this. And I'm like, I take a step, and I take a step, and I get up there, hello, my name is Joe. I died a terrible death in the barn, in the storm, at the factory, with the, and my right foot is shaking like this, and I'm convinced that you're hearing, and so I'm like, in my internal dialogue, when it wasn't saying, okay, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, it was saying, to stop shaking, put your weight on that foot. So I put my weight on that foot, and sure enough, it stopped shaking. But then the other foot's going like this. All right, spread your legs evenly and put your weight evenly across your knees. Bend your knees. So I bend my knees, and I'm like this, and I try to keep going, and both of my legs are going like this, because I'm so terrified, and I have no idea if I did the monologue, or I did to be or not to be. Absolutely no idea what came out of my mouth. But in the end, everyone went, yay! And then criticism time. How is it that you're the only person that wasn't nervous? I know, and he's like, ooh.
What?
I'm like, what do you mean I wasn't nervous? He goes, you were so calm, the rest of us were so nervous. I thought, that's acting. Is when you can have something going on, but you pretend like it's not, which is what we all do all the time anyway, right? So I started having a good time doing that, and before you know it, I was doing lots of little things, and then for me, I went to audition for Oberon in Midsummer Night's Dream, you know. There lies Titania sometime of the night. You know, and I'm like, oh, that's such a great part. I want that one. And I memorized the monologues, and I memorized the scenes, and I went and I auditioned, and we watched everybody, the whole theater was full of actors watching actors audition, and I knew that I was the best one. And I called Les up and I said, Les, I think I got this part. I was really good at it. He goes, don't count your chickens before they hatch. I'm like, no, Les, I was really good at this one. I'm really good. I think I got it. I go back the next day to the casting board, and I didn't get anything. I mean, I didn't get like the guy with the hole in the wall. Nothing. I got nothing, you know. And that failure is the reason that I became an actor, because failing to get what I wanted made me want it enough to keep dedicate myself to it completely and utterly. So you never know the path you're going to take, but if your commitment is to have fun, whether it's designing games or whatever it is, when you're sort of following your heart and doing what you love and making your own way, it'll never be what you think it's going to be, unless you're David Tennant and he's 5 years old and he's watching Doctor Who and he says, I want to be that when I grow up. He's the only guy that gets to do that. The rest of us have to go, I want to be bing, 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 bing. But if you keep your eye on the ball of happiness, it's challenging because you have to go through fear. You have to go through rejection maybe, but in the end, if you're making everything about what you're doing in your own life, about your happiness and your joy, and the end goal of to make other people happy, to make other people smile a little bit, it's amazing how things work out. You may say, I want to be a voice actor, but maybe what happens is you end up being a director or a writer or a graphic artist. You just never know what's going to happen. But one thing I can promise you is life is short and it's later than you think. So start having fun right now. Play video games, watch cartoons.
Yeah.
Do funny voices, I do that stuff and just see where it goes, because you just never know, And I people ask me, I'll pretend like you just asked me, Charles, how'd you get the voice of Mario? Well, funny you should ask. I really was, I did 10 years of theater, and then I started, I stopped doing theater because I just wasn't happy.